All right, welcome in. It's the Sarah Fraser Show podcast. Hi, you guys. You know, I am Sarah, and every single Monday, we recap the latest Sister Wives episode. And last night was good. Last night was kind of juicy. We found out Janelle bought a farm, moved to North Carolina, never told Kody, but one of their kids slipped and let her know. And then, in a wild turn, okay, I guess I knew this because this family was very Mormon. And I knew they didn't drink for a long time. But last night, Janelle did her first shot of a slippery nipple, which by the way, okay, of course, like, did we all, is David Woolley like so obvious? I'm like, the moment he was the one choosing the shots, I'm thinking to myself, it's either sex on the beach or something with a nipple. You know what? Doesn't he just strike you as that type of guy? So anyhow, she took her first shot. Were you all like blown away? There were actually some parts of last night's episode, though, that I thought were really great. So, episode 20 aired last night. For everything, there is a season with Sister Wives. And P.S. P.S. This is the longest Sister Wives season 19 in history. But we are on pause. We are on a mid-season break. This normally happens with Sister Wives, but it happens around episode 12, 13, somewhere in that range. And then we come back, and then we're usually wrapped up by this time. We were certainly last year, we did Christine Brown Woolley's wedding episodes into the 1st of February, and then it was a rat-a-tat-tat. Not this year. We are hitting pause for we don't know how long, but Sister Wives will return in the spring, I believe, for probably a season. We know we're getting 26 episodes, so we have 6 more episodes to go. Now, 3 of those will be the one-on-ones. At least, maybe 4 will be the one-on-ones, and then we're probably getting 2 maybe a season finale and 2 specials. And one of the specials I know for sure will be the passing of Garrison Brown. It will be a deeper look, a tribute to Garrison. So my guess is, and by the way, last night we got like a really weird tease at the end for the upcoming episode 21. How vague was that? Kody and Robin and their kids sitting at a picnic table, and like Brianna saying something to them about, well, you guys like gave life to us, so shouldn't we like it was just like it was the laziest edit, which is what the brilliance of the show. I mean, it couldn't get any worse in the editing, and yet here we all are, millions of people tuning in every week. The phenomenon that is Sister Wives. But that is a housekeeping note that you should be aware of. There is not going to be a new episode next week, and we don't know the details. TLC has not released the specific details of when it's coming back and what these final 6 episodes will be. But the other thing we have to know is, let's say it comes back, or 1st of February, let's say it comes back in 4 weeks. Like in March, it goes into April and almost May. Then we're only getting probably a 3-month break, and we will be back with more Sister Wives, season 20, end of September. So are you ready for almost Sister Wives nonstop all year? We opened last night, Flagstaff, Arizona, baby. It is the ends of an era. Janelle is out. She is moving to North Carolina. Gwen, Bia are there. Again, I say it until I am blue in the face. I want the kids, I want the next generation to have a reality show. I ain't so interested in the parents anymore, although Meri's life is kind of getting interesting and Jen is so juicy. And then I did like Christine and Janelle on a road trip that I want more of. So they're leaving. Janelle is packing up. She's moving. David is there and Christine, because she's very nervous about driving from Arizona to North Carolina. So Christine, David, truly have decided they're going to go with her on this road trip. Janelle says that she absolutely loves Flagstaff, but and her friends and everything, but she wants to move on, and she's very nervous about this next chapter of her life in Taeda Farms. Is anyone else nervous for them? Now, I didn't say it. Don't come for me. Don't be looking at your phone or in your car. Don't be looking at me. I see your shade, okay? A lot of people feel on online forums that Janelle and Maddie start a lot of projects and they don't finish them, all right? They sort of have this t-shirt business going, Taeda Farms. They were also part of the MLM Plexus T. Janelle still is. Maddie had the podcast for like a second, and now Maddie, they only did 6 episodes, and now she's done. So there a lot of people, and those are just some of the different the kids were going to keep Garrison's t-shirt company going. I don't think anything's really happened with that. So they seem to announce a lot of projects and then they don't happen, right? They had the Sister Wives Closet. They've had all these different businesses over the years, and they seem to come, they seem to go. But I sensed last night Janelle was nervous about that track record too. Did anybody else? Like, how many times throughout this episode was Janelle like, I love Flagstaff, love my friends. Actually, there was really nothing wrong in Flagstaff, but I got to move on to the next chapter. And all my money has gone into Taeda. I'm like, ooh, sis. And she needs to sell Coyote Pass to get money for her business. So Janelle is very nervous, I thought, throughout this entire episode. And she's leaving the gate, leaving the storage unit. She's very nervous about David. He's heading out of the gate, and the gate we know comes down very quickly. And so Janelle is yelling like, move, he's got to move. Like, wow, have we seen Janelle this animated? All right. And then Christine does refer to the two women as Thelma and Louise, which I thought was kind of funny. And I felt the same way when I saw them in that truck. This is a Thelma and Louise. But let's be honest. Are those two driving over a cliff? I don't think so. They're living a great life. Now, would they cut the brakes in Kody and Robin's Infinity SUV and let those two roll off of a cliff? The jury's still out, like we're not sure. So then we go to Kody, and Kody says that he was never to know, and this got a lot of headlines. This has been all over the press, that he was not to even know that Janelle was leaving Flagstaff. But one of his kids actually let it slip and said, Dad, don't tell anyone. You're not supposed to know this. So, Kody reveals he wasn't even supposed to know that, but she's leaving. And then he talks about friendships, because he obviously isn't friends with Christine, and he's fine that she moved on. And now he says he sees himself. And wasn't this interesting last night? Because in the preview for the next episode, episode 21, Meri says the same thing, that she could see herself being friends with Kody over Robin. Are you guys kidding? Meri girl, when you come back on this podcast, I gotta like verbally slap you upside the face. What do you mean become friends with him? He gaslit you for years, sister. Woo! Kody says the same thing. He'd like to still be friends with Meri. And then we get to the scene about Aurora wanting to get baptized, y'all. And we got more sex talk from Kody Brown. This is a theme of season 19. Kody's uncomfortable sex chats. We learned he lost his virginity. We learned that he doesn't want Robin going to the church because he's worried about all the men that will try to get in Robin's pants. And now last night, more sex chat with Kody. He was trying to turn her on, he says, by cleaning the dishes. And he loves to come out of the shower, he reveals, in just a towel and flex just a towel and flex his muscles and basically say to Robin, do you want all this? Oh my God, can you believe that? Can you believe that, man? Like, do we want all this? No, we don't. We don't. We can hardly handle it. He comes out of the shower after how many shampoo washes and 18 different, things of like hair mousse to try to thicken that mop. And then he comes around walking in a towel trying to turn her ass on. And he was trying to do it with dishes. Ladies, when your man cleans the house, is that like an aphrodisiac for you? I wouldn't, well, my husband does. My husband cooks. That really turns me on. I'm trying to think. Okay, just to be fair, I'm sure, I don't know. Does anyone else? I just hire a cleaner. I really hate cleaning. Okay, don't judge me. All right. I know times are tough, but I would rather work an extra job and not clean. I hate cleaning and I hate mowing lawns. I'm sorry. Which is why here in California, everybody hates AstroTurf. They think it's so ugly, but I get very excited because I'm not plugging in the lawnmower here. I mean, by the way, you don't have a riding lawnmower here in LA. Like if you've got a little strip to mow with a push mower, that's a big deal. But I'm like, I'm here for an AstroTurf. So he's trying to turn Robin on and that ticky-tacky kitchen that they're in. And by the way, could you guys believe all the kitchen shots? I was obsessed. I was like stopping, trying to look at that tacky artwork. And there was a nice picture of Jesus on the wall. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I forgot how many island lights that they have above their island. And by the way, it looks like a fucking railroad train, doesn't it? Like it looks like you're pulling into a railroad station circa 19, 10. They have these like hanging lights that look like they were attached to a train at one point. It's just like, what is the motif here? We got a purple ass bedroom. And doesn't looking at their house just freak you out about where the real estate market is? If that house sold for 1.7 million, we're all doomed. We're all doomed. The ticket tagginess of that place. Okay, Aurora comes in. She wants to get baptized. All right, Queen, we know, has been on, the kids have been on this religious trip of Robin's. They want back in the church and I want to find out how old Aurora Brown is, Aurora Brown age. They want back in the church. Oh, Lord help us. She was 21 years old when this was filmed. Oh my God, she seems scared to death of them. Ugh. Why are these two even asking permission to get baptized from their parents? Oh my Lord. Anyhow, Aurora comes in. She's like, Robin, Dad. I mean, she doesn't refer to him as anything, but she's like, I have something to talk to you about. And you could tell they're completely like deer in headlights. They're like, okay, oh my God, what's she going to drop in front of these producers, right? Didn't they look like this was going to get weird? And this queen is 21 years old when this is filmed. She's 22 now, so this was a year ago. And she wants to make a commitment to God in the church. And they're like, oh, this is a huge deal. This is a huge deal getting baptized in that church. And Aurora says, it's not about the church, it's about God. Could the girl be any more afraid to just tell them? Why is she not just going, hey, okay, I'm going to be baptized in 2 weeks. Like, Dad, I'd love for you to be there to baptize me. But this is like actually asking them permission as though she's like 14. I sometimes forget these girls are like grown, right? Way too like dependent, it seems like, on them. And then she asks Kody, and so okay, in a good twist by producers, Kody and Robin sort of have this face on that, oh, they're like, I don't know about this. And then they're like, yes, we would love it. Robin tears up, Aurora's a mess. Cody's like, I'm so happy. This is all I've ever wanted. My kids, I've always said to my kids, fine, Jesus, but I find myself asking, where are you, God? Now, God can't, God doesn't have an answer for fools. You know what I mean? God doesn't do well with narcissists. You know what I'm saying? So God is probably leading you to these blowups in your life to make you hold a mirror up to yourself to go, am I the problem? It's me, right? Has Kody had that realization? I hear from people and sources close to him, no. So then they all cry. Kody breaks down. Kody says sometimes, he asks God, why am I even here? Where are you, God? And in their kitchen, with those tacky lights, they seem like they're at pulling into a train station where that train is like trying to get a little more cold. They just choo along. And Kody just has the creepiest look on his face, doesn't he, when he's looking at Aurora? And she's like, I have something else to ask you. And he's like, I don't even know how to describe the eyes, the hair, the face. The face is always a face of fear, right? Like, what are the producers going to ask us? Like, are they going to ask us to actually be real? And so she's like, will you baptize me with my master? What is your master? What is your master in Mormonism? Because I'm assuming there's still, what is a master in Mormonism? Because I had never heard of a master. In Mormonism, the term master is most commonly associated with the biblical figure Master Mahan, which refers to a title assumed by Cain and later Lamech in the Pearl of Great Price, signifying a master of a secret covenant with Satan, often interrupted. No, this can't be it. Master Mason and Freemasonry, it's considered a negative connotation, signifying someone who uses power for evil. Okay, wait, you guys know much better than I do. So, Master, the Church of Latter-day Saints. Okay, I don't know. That was weird to me. I'd never heard of a master. I don't know what it is, but it must have some sort of, maybe you're baptizing out the devil in you. I don't know. Look, I was baptized in the Catholic Church. Anyway, I just thought that was a weird term. And so Kody agrees. And Kody, has this weird look, but they're excited. And then we go to Meri and Madeline at the B&B. And Also, hello, didn't we learn last night? Like the B&B is not coming back. Like Meri just wanted the house, but she didn't want the B&B action. Because Madeline comes in. First of all, I'm obsessed with Madeline. Madeline, you can't tell her age. You know, Madeline probably started smoking when she was 8. She's got that cigarette voice. And we learned that Madeline was sort of the fire chef. She was the one keeping like the lights on at the B&B and keeping them with 5-star reviews because Madeline made a hell of a breakfast. Retired after Meri took over. And Meri's basically like, I don't even know if I want to do this. I'm obsessed. Okay. I loved Madeline. I wanted more of Madeline. I want more of the sideshows. I want Madeline having a cigarette and talking about the menu that she used to make at the old B&B. That's what I want. I want it. Where is it? Give it to me. Give us what we want. Give us more Madeline having to say. Okay, then we go back to Janelle and Christine, and they're traveling across country and they want to make the trip fun. They want to make it cool. So they're going to go to Plotz Plot. Okay. Never heard of it. This seems so awesome. Now I want to go there and leave something like that symbolizes letting go of the past. But Janelle is driving on the road trip and they're going to go to Plotz Plot and they're going to place 2 items. Janelle has an item and Christine. And Janelle has the tree necklace that Kody made her. And Christine has the dream catcher. So, but then the best, okay, this is where the show wins me over again. The most interesting conversations these 2 women have had with each other in the past like 5 episodes have been in this vehicle because they start opening up. And Christine confesses that she still has nightmares that she's married to Kody. And I'm like, okay, we need a dream expert to interpret that. She's sitting there in that car. She's picking at her teeth. She's getting whatever Starbucks muffin, the Starbucks pumpkin bread out of her back molars. And she's like, you know what? I still have these nightmares all the time that I'm still married to Kody and we're still in polygamy. I'm like, tell us more about that. What's that mean? And then Janelle talks about using Kody to take her out for her last birthday when they were all together. I loved it. And then the producers, they're kind of savage to her. The producers do a jump cut back to the date where Kody took her to Mariposa, the famous restaurant in Arizona, and she was all about it. Janelle's like, thank you, honey. Oh my God, thank you so much. But she in that car with Christine is like, yeah, look, it was my birthday. The kids were all busy. I didn't have any other plans. He hit me up. He wanted to know like what I wanted to do. So I said, sure, we'll go out for my birthday. And she actually confesses that she really just used him for a free dinner because why not? She put in all those years with him. Okay. I freaking love the new Janelle. And then we go back to sex. And I don't know if it was Christine that brings it up or Janelle, but Janelle says, oh, yeah, Christine, the women told me that Kody expected something, that basically Kody expected her to put out. What are these people, like 12? And she goes, I don't think so. Didn't happen. I don't think so. And then we go to Kody, and Kody is like in that maniacal look. Like Kody was like, I wasn't expecting anything. We were just going out as 2 friends. I had no expectations. Oh, really? You didn't? Let's roll tape to season 18 when you were saying that Janelle couldn't stop touching and couldn't stay off your 6-pack abs, that she was addicted to your body and was using you for your body. You remember that? Oh, and doesn't Kody almost look like in some of these confessionals that he's in it just like this trance, like he's just got this maniacal look like I had no expectations and he's staring off into space. It's like, hello. Anyhow, I thought they kind of did Christine dirty, or sorry, Janelle dirty with that birthday flashback, but I loved the car ride confessions. So then they go to Plotz Plot. They leave their items. Christine leaves that dream catcher. And for Christine, I loved it, because she said at one point, polygamy was all of our dreams. And we had this like hope and dream, but now the dream has changed. And Janelle says she's letting go of the tree, that the tree symbolizes this life that she built with Kody and the polygamy family. And now she's moving on. It was the life that Kody had wanted. And the Plotz was actually, it's this storage container, by the way, if you haven't seen the episode yet, out in the desert. It was for a tribute to the CEO, David Plotz. And if you have a big life transition, people go in and they leave an item And when you step out, you're stepping out into your new life. And it was cool. They showed some of the items, like an empty Cheetos bag, which is like perfect. Perfect. These weird paper mache heads, which I also loved. It was so great. And Janelle wants to build her own tree in North Carolina. I loved it. Meri was all about it. Meri's like, yep, I'm here for it too. Like, yeah, you know, uh, moving on with a new life is great. And they even talk about Meri in their road trip, which was epic. But I want to pause 1 second. We'll talk about Meri. And also, people are speculating about Christine and Janelle's friendship after this because the car confessions were good. They also talked about the fact that they weren't that close for many years. But for all of you who don't know this, if you are listening to my podcast, if you listen to a favorite Sister Wives podcast, or you've been sucked into a daily news podcast, or you love to listen to comedy, maybe it's time that you started your own podcast. I have gobigpodcasting.com, 3 levels of podcast courses. Podcasting 101 literally starts at $9. Podcasting for pros is in the low 200s. And Go Big Podcasting, which is the roadmap of how you make money podcasting, how you actually grow your podcast, because that's the biggest secret in this business is most people start a podcast, but they give up because they don't know how to figure out how to make money and grow. The 6-figure master plan is $900, but of course you can use the discount. We're extending it because TikTok is most likely going away. TikTok 20 for 20% off all the courses. Look, your voice needs to be heard. I hear from so many of you too in leadership roles, whether you're in the health industry or if you work for your boss, maybe in a nonprofit. Podcasting is the future. There's no censorship, and we're only in the 3rd inning of podcasting. Start yours. Your company needs one. It's an incredible way to land new clients or to expand and legitimize your brand even further. So whether you're corporate or you're individual, gobigpodcasting.com. I also do consulting. I take on just a few consulting clients. And then, of course, you don't even have to do the course. I'll skip all that and tell you in just a few hours exactly what you need to do. And you can reach out to me, thesarahfrasershow@gmail.com. All right. So we go back to, of course, Kody, and we wrap up the Aurora thing because Kody and Robin are crying that Aurora has asked him to baptize her. And then, we do a little preview, and Meri is still talking about her dating life. We pop back to Janelle, and the women have left the Plotz Plot. They're back in the car, and Janelle says that, one of the things that she loved was in their marriage for a very long time, Kody was very fair with his time. So when they were all together, for years, whether it was in Vegas until they got to Flagstaff, we know that changed everything. And then before that in Utah, he was very fair coming to everybody's home. But when they traveled, it was like wild card. The guy's like chaotic. He couldn't make up his mind who he was going to stay with till last second. And their whole road trip is inspiring what it was like to travel with Kody back in the day. And also, of course, finances with Kody, because that's a mess. So Kody admits he's like disorganized, fly by the seat of his pants. You don't say. And let me guess, your pants would just end up in Robin's room. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. And we finally find out, we go back to Meri, we finally find out about the B&B, which is the reason she closed that B&B was for renovations, which I know is true. But I felt like last night, she was pretty clear that she doesn't want to own a B&B. She loved the house, and it sounds like she wants to be there. But who felt like we're never getting Lizzie's Heritage Inn reopening? I just think she's got too many other businesses with Worthy Up. She's becoming the new Mel Robbins. She still has LuLaRoe leggings. I think she's going to launch a podcast with her bestie. I'm just saying, I think the B&B is done and being remodeled for a house. And of course, she wants a dreamy man in that house. But again, I'm getting a little tired of that storyline with Meri because let's see the men. Let's see the men. She informs us that she's been dating and that these guys sometimes don't get the hint when she goes, it's not going to work out. They still text her ass. And, we always are balancing this thing where the women talk about what they loved about being sister wives and how they're moving on, what they liked, about the church, but now they don't like the church. So Janelle and Christine talk about how now there's no shame for them in being sister wives because they hear from fans like us all the time who go, I have sister wives. And they say, really, sister wives are any women that come together and work together for the greater good of a family. And Janelle admits for the first time, well, not for the first time, but I think in more detail this season, that she and Christine were not always good. They weren't good. They weren't always close, which is a lot of people find that ironic. And a lot of people also wonder and question if this friendship is going to continue now that Janelle lives in North Carolina, has put all her chips into Taeda, or as I like to call it, Tada. And Christine living her best life out in Utah, suing the pants off Code, drinking the Plexus tea, has lost 40 something pounds, kept the weight off with that damn pink tea, got a man she's booed up with who got a heck of a drywall business out there. She got coins, and now she's writing a tell-all book. Tell-all. So Janelle and Christine are like, then they start talking about Meri. And they're like, Meri needs a man. Wait till Meri finds a man that treats her right. And they basically talk about Meri being too damn loyal. That Meri was so loyal to the marriage. And, you know, then they get on this thing about how Robin had told them that marriages are legitimate in their sect of the Mormon church until you go out and you bang a new dude and then essentially you're divorced. And Christine is like, this is the most ridiculous shit I have ever heard in my life. Are you kidding, Queen? And I do have to say that is so ridiculous. And for some reason, we're still back on. We go back to in last night's episode, this whole thing where it's like, oh, you know, are we in the eyes of the church? Are we married? Are we not? And we know that Meri went and got a formal exit from the marriage, right? That they not annulled, but they basically, you know, freed her from the marriage. She's no longer married. And that was it. Christine was like, I don't give a rip. And Janelle kind of says, I'm sort of angry with Christine. And this is where people are like, is this friendship going to last? Okay, that and the drinking scene. Janelle is like, I'm sort of annoyed that Christine keeps just saying, like, go bang somebody, go hook up with someone. And then, you know, you're no longer married to Kody. Like, that's not my style. You know, Janelle's like, I'm not that type of person. And so, anyhow, they go on these spiritual divorce discussion. And I'm like, I'm with Christine in that sense. It's so weird to me and so lame because y'all weren't like the only one he's legally married to is Robin. Like the rest of it is just a wrap. I mean, we can say anything we want. Anyhow, so we go through the spiritual divorce conversation, which I found to be the most boring part of last night's episode. And then we get to Coyote Pass and we learn nothing new. All right, just, you know, we can play a drinking game. Drink every single week. They bring up Coyote Pass and we learn nothing new. They won't say on camera what it's valued at. We've never seen Justin, the realtor, again. He's like deuces. Was he even a real realtor? Has anyone Googled? We're now on the fence if Kody wants to sell. And it looks like on the deed, nothing's changed. Okay, so Janelle basically says, I need the money from Coyote Pass. And this is what's weird to me. Don't we think that scene, like, does she have a lawyer or does she not? Because she keeps saying, I think I need a lawyer. Well, Queen, are you getting a lawyer or not? Because you've been telling us for 5 episodes you're getting a lawyer. So I don't know if she has one or not. Because last night in the episode, she says, you know, I need to get a lawyer involved. And I've spent more money on this than I thought. So is the lawyer involved or not? And Janelle reveals, of course, when she sold her home in Vegas, which we had already heard this, but the money had gone into Kody and Robin's home that they live in now in Flagstaff and the home they just sold for $1.7 million. And Kody says, that's not true. I tried to get her to buy a house. You know, I wanted to help her buy a house and she completely shut me down. And Janelle's like, oh, yeah, that time you wanted me to buy Christine's house? And then they go to Robin, right? And Robin's like, oh, this conversation again. This is just, oh God, this is so tricky. You know, you can tell Robin's like, her brain is hurting. It's like, oh God, can I come up with another lie? Yeah, I don't know. The money, I put so much money in when I contributed so much when I first came to the family. And so, yeah, it seems like it's just right, kind of with what I'm getting. You did? Seems like you came into the family with 3 more mouths to feed when these guys didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Just saying. I don't know. Usually I defend Kody and Robin. They're kind of getting on my nerves. They're kind of getting on my nerves. I'm just going to say it. So now they're in Louisiana and they're heading into a bar. And this is okay. This is was like getting good. Like I want to see these people do all the religious things. It's sort of what I love about Welcome to Plathville. If you're not watching Welcome to Plathville on TLC, it's epic. Okay, they started out just like the Brown family, uber religious, 11 kids, Kim and Barry Plath. Only they've done what I would love the sister wives to do. They've gotten divorced. Kim got a new man. Kim got a DUI. The bitch drank a bunch of margaritas. And I'm not like, no one should ever get a DUI. Okay. What the fuck? You're too old for this shit. She's like in her 50s. Meets a new dude, living on a boat, has sold her house or maybe going bankrupt. Nobody knows because apparently she's terrible with money. The kids have gone crazy. They're all getting divorces, hooking up with whoever, doing drugs, becoming models. It's like, oh my God. So when Christine and David and Janelle walked into a bar, I'm like, this is about to get good. It was good. It was good. Was it that good? I don't know. But they're in Louisiana and they're going to do shots. And we go through the whole list of how we know Christine now. Christine and David, they're doing shots. All right. They are living like they're living it up in the bars in Utah. They're having a ball. There ain't a drink they haven't tried. They're probably still icing each other. Remember how everyone would do a natty ice? Like someone would tap you and you'd have to like get down on one knee and chug a natty ice. Like I see David on that level. You know what I'm saying? Like he's icing Christine. They're living it. So they're like, let's do shots. Janelle has never done a shot in her life. Can y'all imagine being in your 50s and never have taken a shot? Actually, it must be nice. Like the amount of shots I've taken is so atrocious. It would kill a small horse. Like I truly. So I'm like, wow. Like I want to see Janelle's liver. It must be like so pristine. Where mine, I'd imagine is like half discolored, you know? Right? Are you guys at home listening? Like, wouldn't you love, like, wouldn't your body love if you had never taken a shot? Oh my God, the amount of shots. How these people have never done this. No booze, no coffee. No coffee. Oh, I mean, I can go without the booze now, but the coffee, that's what Janelle says. No booze, no coffee. And then, years ago, they all started on wine. Like Janelle would have a little wine, but she's never taken a shot. But she confesses Kody loves having a drink. And I will say this, there are those rumors on the internet that Kody and Robin, they're booze hounds. Allegedly, okay? Just saying that. And the bartender goes, all right, what are we celebrating? What do we want? And then my guy, David Woolley, and I can't say anything because I recently got a podcast review. I think somebody said, like, I would like this show, except for Sarah's mouth is like a gutter, It's just the nastiest stuff that comes out of her mouth, like just like, ditch pig of commentary. So what can I say? But you knew David Woolley, right? That shot was going to be a fuzzy nipple, hairy nipple, nipples twisted, sex on the beach, sex up twice. I mean, this man was not going to go, yeah, I'd love high-end tequila shot with a wedge of lime. So he orders them a slippery nipple, of course. And this is when Christine's like a little shady. She's a little shady. Christine is like pressuring Janelle. She's like, dude, shots. She's like, I need to be a bad influence on Janelle. Do you? There is something sweet about Janelle. Like Janelle to me seems like the most angelic, kindest. Like to me, Meri's also ready to throw down. Like Meri, I could see like random pictures surfacing of her and Jen at hedonism, in Jamaica. Like just like, what? Like these girls, okay. But of course, David and Christine are like, they've never met a shot they haven't liked. You know what I'm saying? They were like that slippery nipple, they were like licking the bottom. So Janelle's like, oh, she's kind of trying to sip it. And David's like, you can't do that. Like, you gotta like go for it, girl. So boom. She does it. She takes that shot. She looks like drinking a shot like Anderson Cooper on New Year's Eve with Andy Cohen. It just looked awkward as hell. And Janelle was essentially hammered after that. She has a beer, but she's already saying, I can't feel my legs. Okay, what are you, 20? I can't feel my legs, Kody admits he's never had a shot. But he also describes himself trying to take a whiskey shot and he had like a little sip or whatever. Do we believe that? I don't believe for 1 second he hasn't had a shot. I feel like he's going out to that camper with Dayton. Like, I think they're drinking now. Okay. They're making a fire at Coyote Pass and he's throwing down a shot. Meri had never really done shots, and Robin admits she's never even been to a bar. Do I believe that? I thought Robin was like a scandalous queen back in the day when she was married to like David Jessup. Okay, well, anyway, she goes, nope, she's never been to a bar. And Christine and David, again, now they know every state in this like country based on bars. All right, those two kind of look like they fit in at a bar. But they do look sort of sad sitting there, the three of them in Louisiana at this bar. Of course, in Louisiana, they drink at like 4 in the morning. They like 6 a.m. There are people at bars. So they're sitting there at the bar, and Janelle, like a little bit, did anyone feel this vibe? Feels like she's maybe having some regrets about Taeda Farm. She's all in. She needs the money. Boom. She's like, I got to figure something out with Coyote Pass. And she's like, it's scary. All our money and time are going into this. And then we go to next time on Sister Wives, which very vague promo because we're on this break. But, on Sister Wives, financially, everything we learn is riding on this farm, Taeda Farms. Meri is like, I'd actually consider being friends with Kody before Robin. Ugh, Meri. Meri seems still in love with him a little bit. And Kody says that the women stole his confidence, that they ruined and stole his confidence. So that's the preview when the show comes back for getting close to the season finale. Anyone believe for a second that the women stole his confidence? I think Bro is doing just fine. But fans have been saying since last night's episode that they do feel as though will Christine and Janelle's friendship last. A lot of people feel that Christine and Janelle, now that they live away from each other, and they did the Rogue podcast, which was Rachel Levis's podcast, but owned by iHeart. And so when on that, they were saying they don't really catch up as often, and they're going to try to do yearly get-togethers with all of their kids. But a lot of people felt that last night's episode proved that Christine and Janelle are probably not going to be good friends long term. That Christine seems to push Janelle into doing things that she doesn't seem to really want to do. And, it doesn't seem like the two women are as connected as they portray in the whole series. In a recent Instagram post, Christine shared her updated healthy living routine with David in the mix, cutting together a video of her cooking healthy recipes in their newly renovated kitchen. She's also been heavily pushing over the past month her ongoing weight loss journey. Christine and David were happy to share that they've been doing a kickstart to their health journey in 2025. Taking care of ourselves isn't about waiting until we feel like it, because let's be honest, we won't always feel like exercising, eating well, or making time for self-care. Christine shared in her caption, sharing that she's showing up for herself this year. And although Christine and David's relationship has faced a fair amount of backlash, mostly because fans think that David is not nearly as passive as he comes off to be in the show, the couple have been investing in themselves rather than the rumors surrounding them, sharing their new health initiatives and routines. Christine and David have been working hard to ensure they stay healthy and invest in themselves. Christine and David have been doing some more physically intensive things in recent months, like renovating a house together in the Moab Desert. And the couple's new routine will help them continue to live their exciting lives, according to a brand new article about them. But yeah, people have mixed opinions on if Janelle and Christine's friendship will last, because it seems like the friendship now is based on peer pressure that Janelle really isn't wild about. So there you have it. Okay, you guys, jam-packed week. So many updates coming out with the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. This is a huge week in that case, which I will be following here on the podcast, because Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have asked for the lawsuit to be thrown out in court from Justin Baldoni's. And Justin Baldoni continues to get support as more clips surface of Blake Lively just like admitting that she hijacked the film, admitting that she, racked up thousands and thousands of dollars in their budget for It Ends With Us because she kind of hijacked the film, did her own edit, showed it to Sony. Crazy. So don't miss a thing. It'll all be here on TSFS. Bye, everybody.